It's been a minute. I have not been on this channel in quite some time, and I apologize for that if you were hoping for consistency. But I'm here now, and at this very moment, I am currently healing from a surgery. I am 8 days post-op from a laparoscopic myomectomy. This is actually my third myomectomy, and healing has been rough. It's been a different experience from the first two, and if you have been following me on other platforms, or if you subscribed to my newsletter years ago, I had shared my experience with the first one. I might re-add that to Substack. If I do, I'll link it. But I had shared my experience with the first myomectomy, like how I found out I had this fibroid and what the experience was like and the complication that happened after. But anyway, I want to fast forward to now. I've had 3, and that's a lot of surgeries for someone my age. So this healing process has been extremely difficult for me. Physically, not so bad. Emotionally, hell. And I think a huge part of that is because I don't want to do this again. I don't want to have to do it again. I don't want to have to experience this again. And unfortunately, when you ask doctors how to prevent this, the only response is birth control. And I don't believe that. I could have taken a holistic approach before, but I think because I was okay for quite some time, I didn't think of it. So through this healing journey for the past couple of days, I've been doing a lot of research, and I just want to be very intentional about what I do next and what I'm doing right now to heal my body, but also moving forward to possibly prevent this from happening again. And food is medicine, right? And what we put on our bodies matters the most. I'm not a terrible eater, but I will say I do have a few weaknesses. I love cookies, I love cake, I love ice cream. So like sugar is a huge weakness of mine. So this is going to be a bit of a lifestyle change for me. And I'm not saying that I'm omitting it all, but all in moderation. And this is gonna be a learning process. Like I said, I'm not a terrible eater. I do eat pretty healthy for the most part, but I think incorporating more anti-inflammatory foods into my diet is going to be the main goal here, and I'll see where that leads me as far as like how I feel and what is discovered when I have checkups. But this has been extremely difficult, and something has to change. So I figured, why not pick up on sharing life in more of a visual diary way. It won't just be about this, but it'll be about other stuff as well. And I just figured this would be a good place to start. I kept getting the nudge, like to share. I do feel like this information could be helpful to someone or many. And I just think that it's really important to like share resources, and if anyone has any thoughts about this, please let me know. And wait, by thoughts I mean helpful thoughts, helpful information. So yeah, I went to the farmer's market this morning and I picked up a few anti-inflammatory goods. I love going to the farmer's market. I tend to overdo it, but this time I was very intentional. I came with a list, and I picked up some foods that obviously I've gotten before, but I feel like now it's more about doing really well at incorporating each like food group into my meal as I heal and as I just continue on and find new ways of like, again, I'm gonna continue to use the word intentional, but be more intentional about what I'm putting into my body for this process, and to prevent this from happening again and prevent it from continuing to happen, because my body is very sensitive to any sort of inflammation. And through my research through the past couple of days, all all I kept reading is like inflammation. Like if your body is inflamed, it's like a host for all of these bad things to happen, right? So I just want to be better at it, and again, not experience this again. So yeah, this is where we're starting. I'm happy to be back here. Let me show you what I got at the market. Okay, so this is a bit of a mini haul. I didn't want to overdo it. Like I said, I tend to overdo it and then I buy a bunch of fruits and veggies and then they go bad. So I always have some sort of berry in my fridge. I love blueberries. They are high in antioxidants and they support your immune system. Blueberries are great in yogurt, a smoothie, just having them as a snack. Berries are great. Eggs. I do love eggs. I know not a lot of people love them, but I love an egg. Clean protein, healthy fat. I'll likely make that in a few for breakfast with some sourdough. Sourdough bread is the better of the breads because it's fermented. So if you are a bread lover, try to go for sourdough. Love sourdough. Sandwich, toast. If I want like a bit of a sweeter snack, I'll do sourdough with French butter and a drizzle of honey. It's delicious. Like I said, I'm probably gonna do eggs and toast for breakfast now. I have some buckwheat microgreens. Microgreens are great as like a little addition to a salad or a toast. Buckwheat microgreens are high in antioxidants, so this is a great addition to, I'll probably add it to my breakfast now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, it's micro. They're great. I don't think I've done buckwheat before. Maybe I have. But there are tons of different microgreens that you could pick up either a farmer's market or Whole Foods, even any sort of like natural grocery store. I have zucchini. Zucchini is easy on digestion, so it is a good vegetable to just have throughout the week. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a huge zucchini fan. I've had it in places where I'm like, okay, this is pretty good. So I'm gonna have to find a way to make it that I learn to love it. But I did pick it up because it is easy to digest, and again, I am still healing, so I need foods that are easy to digest. And then finally, we have curly kale and carrots. Kale, obviously a great green, a super green. Both the kale and the carrots are natural fiber, so these are really good to have on hand. Carrots, I'm thinking of making a carrot ginger soup just to have in the fridge, like a simple meal prep, so I could just heat that up. I don't know, I'll see what I'll do with this, or maybe I'll roast them. But yeah, these are just a few items that do support the immune system and are anti-inflammatory. Maybe not the bread, but you get what I'm saying. Here's today's breakfast. I'm using a few things that I got at the farmer's market. So sourdough toast, 2 eggs, buckwheat microgreens on top. So the microgreens are more like a garnish. It's just nice to have, and obviously it has some benefits. And some blueberries. Just finished breakfast. I think I'm gonna go for a walk now, so I think I'll end this here. I look forward to creating more visual diaries along with sharing bits of this journey of healing through food and movement and making small changes in my lifestyle to support my health. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.